evening, Jenny. Well, I'm hearing a lot of kind of nonstop Air Force jets, fighter jets above me in the skies, and there were sirens also in Jerusalem, as there were twice early this morning, if I'm not mistaken, and sirens really all over Israel, from the south, from the city of Ashkelon, all the way to Tel Aviv and the surroundings, up to Herzliya. So a larger barrage than customary during this war so far. Plus, almost simultaneously, just before, the largest barrage of missiles thus far in this war, launched by Hezbollah from southern Lebanon towards the Israeli north. When I was gearing up to join you right now, the rockets and the missiles, excuse me, were still being launched towards the Israeli part of the Golan Heights.
Now, the IDF is also saying that it's begun a broad wave of massive explosions on Iran's infrastructure as well.
That's right. You know, we've lost track. There was one point that the Israel Defense Forces would issue these statements and say, this is the 10th wave of attacks against terror targets in Iran, or the 14th. I think we're up to beyond 20 now, and no one is still counting. Tehran in particular, is really being pounded by the Israeli Air Force. And we haven't been told this explicitly, but when we listen to the American announcement, specifically Donald Trump's announcement on Truth Social earlier today, that Iran was going to get hit hard today. And when we pay attention to the B-1 bombers on their way to this region, it appears that Israel is trying to ensure complete air superiority over Iranian territory, ahead of what seems to be looking to be a really major U.S. surge of bombardments in Iran in general, not just Tehran. Today, there were also strikes in Isfahan and in Qom, and I believe in a few other locations in Iran.
Noga, we've also received reports that Israeli security officials believe that the son of Iran's late Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is still alive after being targeted in an airstrike this past week. I wonder if you can elaborate on that. Have you been able to gather more information on this?
Somewhat. So Israel did attempt to target not just Mujtaba Khamenei, who's 52, and the son of Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader who was killed during this war on the first day, in fact, a week ago by Israel. But apparently, the Israeli assessment, which is being told in an anonymous way by the Israeli army, is telling this to military correspondents, but not yet for attribution, which means to me that they are confident to a high degree about this intel, but not 100% sure. In fact, my understanding is that the Israeli assessment is that a large number of surviving top Iranian officials from the executive, from the Iranian government, were meeting all together in this bunker that was targeted 2 or 3 days ago now, maybe 2 days ago. And I don't know who among them survived, who was wounded, and who may have been killed. We have not heard any details, despite Israel releasing quite a few really internal details, including a detailed map of this subterranean bunker. We haven't heard that. This is the first we're hearing. And this comes as two other details emerge. One is that Iran has announced that the new supreme leader will be chosen within the next 24 hours. This obviously follows on Donald Trump saying that Mujtaba Khamenei is unacceptable to him. He called him a loser. And he said he expects to have a hand in deciding who will rule Iran. Iran has said no and announced that they will choose within the next 24 hours. And just about half an hour ago, Jenny, the spokesman for the Israeli army, General Efi Defrin, gave a very brief statement, but he did say that anyone chosen by Iran to be the new, quote, terror leader, he said, is a target for Israel, as is this committee of experts who will be choosing the new leader.
All right.